Nature, over millions of years of evolution, has created impressive structures that on many occasions surpass human constructions in ingenuity, beauty, and functionality. Some of these natural wonders not only challenge our imagination, but also demonstrate the incredible adaptability and design of the natural world. Today, we will explore 15 incredible natural constructions that surpass human architecture. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. The Grand Canyon, United States. This is one of the most impressive natural landscapes in the world, formed over millions of years by a continuous geological process. The Colorado River, which flows through the region, has slowly eroded the rock layers, creating the canyon we know today. Each of these geological layers exposed on its walls is a testament to the history of the Earth, with some dating back more than 2 billion years. Erosion caused by water, added to the action of wind and weather conditions, has sculpted the shapes and depths that characterize the canyon. This landscape is the result of a complex interaction between geological, climatic, and biological factors, which gives it a unique visual and scientific richness. The Grand Canyon has a length of approximately 446 kilometers, a width that varies between 6 and 29 kilometers, and a depth that in some points exceeds 1.8 kilometers. Its magnitude and the complexity of its rock formations defy even modern engineering. Despite having been studied for centuries, the canyon continues to be an endless source of fascination for geologists and tourists alike. Furthermore, its biodiversity is notable, housing species that live both at the bottom and in the steep rock formations. The Grand Canyon not only represents a visual challenge, but also an invaluable resource for understanding the geological evolution of the planet. Number 2. The Iguazu Falls. Located on the border between Argentina and Brazil, Iguazu Falls is one of the largest and most powerful waterfall systems in the world. This set of 275 waterfalls extends for almost 2.7 kilometers, forming an impressive spectacle where water falls from variable heights, reaching up to 80 meters in some points. Its origin dates back millions of years, when a volcanic eruption caused a series of faults in the region, creating favorable terrain for the Iguazu River to erode the rock and give rise to these imposing formations. The magnitude and force of the falls are overwhelming. During the rainy season, the flow can exceed 6,500 cubic meters per second. This constant torrent of water generates a mist that envelops the landscape and produces a deafening sound, immersing visitors in an atmosphere of awe and reverence before the brute force of nature. One of the most impressive places in the complex is the Devil's Throat, a horseshoe-shaped waterfall that creates a gigantic canyon through which a volume of water falls so impressive that it makes the ground vibrate under your feet. In addition to its stunning visual beauty, the falls are surrounded by amazing biodiversity. The surrounding jungle is home to species such as jaguars, toucans, alligators, and more than 400 types of birds. Both the Iguazu National Park on the Argentine side and the Parque Nacional do Iguaçu on the Brazilian side have been declared World Heritage Sites by UNESCO, in recognition of their ecological value and unmatched natural beauty. In contrast to any work created by humans, Iguazu Falls remain a reminder of the indomitable power of nature, a phenomenon that leaves speechless all those who are fortunate enough to contemplate it. Number 3. Mount Everest. Located between Nepal and Tibet, in the heart of the Himalayas, Everest is the highest point on the planet, reaching 8,848 meters above sea level. This majestic mountain is the result of millions of years of tectonic activity. The collision between the Indian and Eurasian plates has gradually raised the rock to form the colossus we know today. The greatness of Everest is not only measured by its height, but also by the enormous challenges it represents for those who dare to climb it. Since the 19th century, it has been a goal for mountaineers around the world. Although its summit was first reached in 1953 by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, Everest remains one of the most dangerous places on the planet. The extreme conditions that any expedition faces are brutal. Freezing temperatures, intense winds, and oxygen levels that barely reach 33% of those found at sea level. This altitude makes the ascent a challenge for even the most experienced climbers. Climbing Everest is an ultimate test of physical and mental endurance. Despite advances in technology and equipment, it remains one of the most demanding feats of human exploration. But beyond its height, Everest has become a symbol of the human struggle against the limits of nature. No man-made structure compares to its size. At the top of the world, the few who manage to reach it experience an incomparable sensation, that of being literally at the top of the planet, a reminder of the magnitude and mystery of the Earth and its geography. Number 4. The Great Barrier Reef. Located off the northeast coast of Australia, it is the largest and most extensive reef system on the planet, with a length exceeding 2,300 kilometers. This vast underwater ecosystem is composed of more than 2,900 individual reefs and around 900 islands, forming one of the most impressive and biodiverse natural formations in the world. Its creation began about 18 million years ago and continues to evolve due to coral growth and interactions with the marine environment. The barrier is home to an impressive variety of marine life, including more than 100 species of fish, 411 species of coral, and 30 species of marine mammals, and several species of turtles and sharks. The complexity of this ecosystem is astonishing, since the balance between marine species depends on the interaction between coral, water, ocean currents, and sunlight, creating an interconnected environment that is unmatched by any human construction. Additionally, the barrier is a crucial place for scientific research, since it offers a unique window to the study of marine ecosystems and biodiversity. Despite its magnificence, the Great Barrier Reef faces threats due to climate change, the increase in water temperature, and pollution, which puts this invaluable natural heritage at risk. The barrier has been declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO and continues to be a world reference in terms of natural beauty and marine biodiversity. Its existence demonstrates the power of nature to create complex and amazing structures that challenge the capabilities of any human building. Number 5. Yellowstone National Park. Located between the states of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, Yellowstone is one of the oldest and most amazing natural treasures in the United States. Founded in 1872, it is considered the world's first national park and is home to a vast array of geothermal wonders, including geysers, hot springs, fumaroles, and mud pools, all the result of intense volcanic and geothermal activity in the region. This activity is due to an underlying supervolcano, whose magma heats the groundwater, giving rise to these impressive natural phenomena. Among the most famous geysers is Old Faithful, known for its ability to erupt with surprising precision, sending jets of hot water to heights of up to 56 meters at regular intervals. This phenomenon is not only visually impressive, but also demonstrates how the Earth can generate natural systems that function with a regularity comparable to that of any human machine. In addition to its geothermal dynamism, Yellowstone is home to a remarkable diversity of flora and fauna. It is a vital ecosystem that is home to species such as grizzly bears, wolves, elk, and bison, coexisting in a habitat that includes crystal clear lakes, rugged mountains, dense forests, and deep canyons. This variety of landscape makes the park one of the most spectacular natural settings on the planet. However, Yellowstone's magnificence does not exempt it from threats. Climate change and the impact of tourism represent significant challenges to the preservation of its fragile ecological balance. Despite these challenges, the park remains a living testament to the Earth's ability to create complex, functional, and profoundly beautiful systems. Yellowstone is, without a doubt, a pure reflection of the majesty of nature in its wildest and most authentic state. Number 6. The Tula Tree. Located in the state of Oaxaca, Mexico, this is one of the most extraordinary trees in the world. It is a Montezuma cypress, Taxodium mucronatum, known not only for its imposing size, but also for its astonishing longevity. With a diameter of more than 42 meters, its trunk is the widest recorded of any tree on Earth. Its height reaches 40 meters, and it is estimated that it is between 2,000 and 3,000 years old, making it one of the oldest living beings on the planet. The majestic Tule tree has attracted the attention of scientists, environmentalists, and tourists from all over the world. Although its girth is its most notable feature, Its enormous wingspan has also made it a symbol of resistance and strength throughout the centuries. It has survived countless natural events such as hurricanes, droughts, and even human intervention, demonstrating the extraordinary capacity of plant species to adapt. This tree is not only a natural wonder, but also has deep cultural and spiritual value for the inhabitants of the region. It is considered a symbol of life and strength, and has been venerated by the indigenous communities that inhabit the area since ancient times. The preservation of the tule tree is not only important for its uniqueness, but also for the vital role it plays in the local ecosystem, providing shelter and sustenance to various species. Due to its size, longevity, and history, the tule tree surpasses many human constructions, both in its ability to withstand the passage of time and in the magnificence of its presence. It is a living reminder of the strength and wisdom of nature. Number 7. The Waitomo Cave System. Located on the North Island of New Zealand, this is a fascinating place, known for its natural uniqueness and underground beauty. These caves have been formed over millions of years by the erosion of water in the limestone rocks, creating a series of passages and chambers of spectacular beauty. However, what really distinguishes Waitomo is the presence of thousands of fireflies that inhabit the caves, emitting a glow, bioluminescent in the dark. These fireflies, that belong to the species Arachnocampa luminosa, produce a blue-green light to attract their prey, creating a magical atmosphere that illuminates the walls and ceilings of the caves with a dim but hypnotic glow. This natural phenomenon has become one of the main tourist attractions in New Zealand, since it offers visitors a unique experience as they enter this underground world, illuminated by the light of fireflies. The beauty of these caves, with their rock formations sculpted by the passage of time, combine perfectly with the dance of natural lights, giving rise to a spectacle that rivals any artificially illuminated architectural work. In addition, the Waitomo cave system is made up of various chambers and tunnels, some of which are accessible to tourists through guided tours, which allows them to explore its geological and biological wealth. The serenity and the amazement generated by this phenomenon, along with its natural complexity, underlines how nature is capable of creating structures and effects so impressive that they rival the works of human engineering. Number 8. The Forest of Redwood Trees. Located in California, this forest is home to some of the most imposing and long-lived tree species on the planet, the sequoias. These natural giants can reach heights of up to 100 meters, making them the tallest trees in the world, surpassing even some of the tallest human structures, such as skyscrapers and towers. Its size is amazing, not only because of its height, but also because of its thickness. Some specimens have diameters that exceed 7 meters, which makes them even more impressive. But perhaps the most fascinating thing about redwoods is their longevity. Many of these trees have lived more than 3,000 years, surviving over centuries and even millennia, resisting climate changes, forest fires, and pests. One of the keys to their resistance is in their bark, extremely thick and naturally resistant to fire, which allows them to survive fires, a frequent phenomenon in this region of the world. Additionally, redwoods possess a unique root system that extends widely underground, allowing them to absorb water from underground sources even under adverse conditions. The redwood tree forest is not only an ecological spectacle, but also a place loaded with cultural significance. These majestic redwoods have been a source of admiration for centuries, attracting millions of tourists and scientists each year who study their biology, ecology, and the story of their astonishing survival. Its size, strength, and longevity are testament to nature's extraordinary ability to create life forms that challenge the limits of the imaginable, both in dimensions and durability. Number 9. Angel Falls. Located in the Canaima National Park in Venezuela, this is one of the most impressive natural wonders on the planet. With a total height of 979 meters, it holds the title of the highest waterfall in the world, surpassing even such famous waterfalls as Niagara Falls. Angel Falls descends from Aoyantepui, a rock massif that rises abruptly in the middle of the tropical jungle. What makes this fall even more spectacular is that much of its descent occurs without contact with any surface. The water falls completely vertically, generating a natural spectacle of fog and steam as it falls from the heights, especially during the rainy season. The majesty of Angel Falls is accentuated thanks to the dense vegetation that surrounds it, creating a striking visual contrast between the lush jungle and the steep walls of the Tepui. It was discovered in 1933 by American aviator James Crawford Angel, who flew over the region in search of gold. In his honor, the waterfall was named with his last name. However, long before this expedition, it was already known by local indigenous communities as Karepakupai Meru, which means largest waterfall. The spectacular nature of Angel Falls lies not only in its height, but also in its remote location, in the heart of the Venezuelan jungle. It can only be accessed by long walks or small plane flights, which makes mass tourism difficult and helps preserve the purity of its natural environment. This imposing jump not only takes your breath away due to its size, but also because of the energy it transmits. The roar of the falling water, the spray in the air, and the immensity of the landscape generate a unique experience. Compared to any human work, Angel Falls stands out for its power and grandeur. No construction, no matter how imposing, can match the magnificence of this natural wonder, a symbol of the indomitable force of the earth. Number 10. Easter Island, Chile. It is famous for its enigmatic moai statues that are a legacy of the ancient Rapa Nui civilization. These gigantic figures carved in volcanic stone represent ancestors of the local culture and have fascinated scholars and tourists for their size and mystery. However, the island is not only known for these statues, but also for its impressive geography. The volcanoes that formed La Isla, such as the Rano Raraku, the crater where most of the moai were sculpted, are a clear example of natural engineering. These volcanoes have not only shaped the landscape of La Isla, but have also left unique geological formations such as rock cliffs, sunken craters, and lava fields. The underground tunnel systems formed by volcanic activity also add a level of geological complexity that rivals any human construction, La Isla. It is surrounded by cliffs, with a terrain full of vegetation that contrasts with the most arid areas, which shows a diversity of landscapes in a relatively small area. The engineering of nature on Easter Island, with its volcanic and geological structures, is as impressive as the works of human civilization itself, creating an environment where history, mystery, and nature are intertwined. The way in which the ancient inhabitants used the natural resources of the island to sculpt and erect the statues. Moai is a testimony of human ingenuity, along with the natural wonders that make up this fascinating place. Number 11. Zhangjiajie Stone Forest, China. This is one of the most amazing geological formations in the world. This unique landscape is made up of thousands of vertical stone pillars that rise up to 200 meters high, creating a surreal panorama that seems out of another world. The formations known as sandstone pillars are the result of millions of years of erosion and wear caused by the water and wind that have molded the rocks into shapes that resemble columns or towers. The almost alien appearance of these peaks has been key to turning the Zhangjiajie Stone Forest. In an iconic place in world geography, these imposing stone towers have become especially famous for their influence on the design of the floating mountains in James Cameron's film, Avatar. The landscapes of Pandora, the fictional world of the film, were directly inspired by this amazing landscape. Of Zhangjiajie, the symmetry, the vertical arrangement, and the majesty of the rock formations surrounded by fog and vegetation seem more typical of a work of science fiction than of nature itself, which has added an air of mysticism and magic to the site. The Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, where the stone forest is located, is a protected area that covers more than 11,000 hectares, which are endemic to the region. The mix of rock formations and lush vegetation creates a spectacular environment that has been described as heaven on earth for tourists and travelers. Adventurers. The Zhangjiajie Stone Forest offers a unique experience in addition to exploring on foot. Visitors can walk along glass bridges suspended between the peaks of the rocks, allowing them to enjoy impressive views of the landscape from above the park also has a cable car that it facilitates access to some of the highest points for those who prefer to admire the landscape from a safe place. Compared to human constructions, the Zhangjiajie stone forest stands out for its monumental scale and its unique beauty. No architectural work created by man can match the natural magnificence of this landscape, which is in itself a work of art that has been sculpted by the Earth over the centuries. Number 12. The Arctic Circle. This is one of the most extreme and fascinating regions on Earth, characterized by landscapes of glaciers, ice formations, and mountains that defy the human imagination. This vast territory where temperatures can drop to extreme levels and sunlight is scarce for months is home to a beauty that, although challenging for life, has given rise to impressive natural structures. The glaciers that cover much of the Arctic are enormous masses of ice that move slowly through the landscape, sculpting valleys and creating impressive fjords and snow-capped mountains. Ice formations from gigantic plates that break off into the sea to complex and fragile floating icebergs demonstrate nature's ability to create complex structures under severe conditions. In addition, the northern lights that illuminate the night sky add a mystical layer to the environment with their dance of lights that cannot be replicated by any human technology. These extreme landscapes are not only a testimony to the strength of nature, but also to its capacity to create astonishing and dynamic shapes that adapt to the harshest conditions. The ice and snow structures in the Arctic Circle serve as a constant reminder of the resilience of the planet and how nature, even in its most inhospitable state, continues to generate beauty and wonder incomparable to any human construction. Number 13. The Amazon rainforest. In South America, this is one of the most complex and diverse ecosystems on the planet, often called the lungs of the world, due to its ability to generate 20% of the oxygen we breathe. The jungle is not only vital to the health of the planet, but also hosts an astonishing biodiversity that is unmatched in any other terrestrial ecosystem in terms of age. The Amazon rainforest exceeds the capabilities of any human city in both quantity and complexity. In its vast expanses of tropical rainforest, there are more than 10 million species of flora and fauna, many of which have not yet been identified by scientists, including more than 400,000 species of plants, more than 1 species of birds, and a surprising variety of mammals, reptiles, and amphibians. This biodiversity is not only impressive for its volume, but also for its specialization and unique adaptations to the conditions of the jungle, which turns the ecosystem into a model of efficiency and functionality. The functioning of the Amazon ecosystem is so intricate and well organized that it is almost impossible to replicate it. The interaction between species, the water cycle, the dispersion of nutrients, and climate regulation. They are so interdependent that any alteration can have knock-on effects, something that cannot be simulated with human infrastructure. For example, the rainforest trees with their dense canopy not only provide a home for thousands of species, but also act as regulators of the global climate, absorbing enormous amounts of carbon dioxide and helping to mitigate climate change. The Amazon River that runs through the jungle plays a crucial role in the ecosystem, not only as a source of water for the flora and fauna, but also as a transportation route for aquatic and terrestrial species. This river system is the largest in the world and has a determining influence on the creation and maintenance of Amazonian biodiversity, feeding the swamps of the ribera forests and flooded areas, which in turn allow the survival of an extraordinary number of species. The jungle is also an example of natural symbiosis. Some species of trees and plants depend on animals for pollination or the dispersal of their seeds, while other animal species, such as ants and bees, play a fundamental role in maintaining the ecosystem by helping the decomposition of organic matter or the distribution of nutrients in the soil compared to any human city. The efficiency of this ecosystem is astonishing. Cities depend on human infrastructure and constant intervention to function, while the Amazon rainforest, for its part, has managed to maintain its balance for millions of years without the need for external intervention. The network of biological interactions that exists in the jungle is not only more extensive, but is also capable of adapting and evolving in the face of environmental pressures, something that human cities cannot yet replicate as efficiently. The Amazon rainforest, due to its complexity and abundance, is an example of the perfection of nature far beyond what humanity has managed to build so far its ability to self-regulate and sustain a life. Diverse and contributing to the stability of the global climate makes it one of the most impressive and valuable structures on our planet. Number 14. The Galapagos Islands. Located in the Pacific Ocean, these are a fascinating example of how nature can evolve and create a unique natural laboratory. This volcanic archipelago, made up of 13 main islands, more than 40 islets and numerous rows, has witnessed a unique evolutionary process that has no parallel in other parts of the world. The species that inhabit the Galapagos, such as the famous giant tortoises and Darwin's finches, have evolved in such specialized ways that they have developed unique adaptations to their environment, something that could not occur in an urban or artificial context. The islands of volcanic origin present impressive geological formations with craters, lava flows, and rock formations that offer dazzling landscapes. Active volcanoes such as Isabella and the black sand beaches created by lava are just some of the natural wonders that make this place such an impressive environment. In addition to its geological value, the Galapagos have an incomparable biodiversity with endemic species that do not exist anywhere else on the planet. The interaction between animal and plant life in this almost intact environment is a clear example of nature's ability to create a perfect balance where each organism plays an essential role in the ecosystem. The Galapagos Islands are not only a natural paradise, but also a reminder of the extraordinary, the Earth's capacity to generate biodiversity and landscapes that rival any monument created by humans. Number 15. Carlsbad Cave. Located in southeastern New Mexico, Carlsbad Cave is one of the most impressive underground wonders in the world. This vast network of caverns, stretching for more than 80 kilometers, is renowned for its extraordinary geological formations, especially the stalactites and stalagmites that have taken shape over millions of years. What makes Carlsbad Cave unique is not only the number and diversity of these structures, but also the surprising beauty and geometry they reveal within. The stalactites, which hang from the ceiling, formed by the slow fall of water loaded with minerals, and the stalagmites, which sprout from the floor towards the ceiling, create an underground landscape worthy of a fantastic world. Some of these formations reach several meters in height, modeled with a precision that seems almost deliberate. The crystallized columns, arising from the union between stalactites and stalagmites, stand like living sculptures, carved by the infinite patience of time. Among the most astonishing formations is the famous Hall of Seven Wonders, whose intricacies and details defy any comparison with human architectural works. The cave walls, covered by thin layers of mineral deposits, look more like a handmade work of art than a natural phenomenon. In addition to its mineral beauty, Carlsbad Cave features a variety of other geological wonders. Curtains of stone that fall like folds of frozen fabric, fused columns, fossilized lava flows, and floor bands that reveal the passage of time in each stratum. This intricate underground labyrinth, full of textures, shapes, and colors, is as complex and fascinating as any iconic building built by humanity. Another equally impressive aspect is its underground ecosystem. Despite being isolated from the surface, the cave houses life, colonies of bats, insects adapted to absolute darkness, and microorganisms that are part of a self-sustaining microecosystem. This natural balance has endured for thousands of years without human intervention, proving that even in the most extreme environments, life finds its way. In terms of grandeur and complexity, Carlsbad Cave surpasses many human constructions. Each corner reveals a story of geological patience, a natural creation process that has given rise to a mineral architecture as elaborate as any work of man. It is a clear example of how nature, with time and silence, can sculpt landscapes that leave you breathless. If you have been surprised by this underground wonder, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe for more tops and fascinating curiosities, and tell us in the comments, which of these natural wonders impressed you the most?